Hi, I'm Ann Payeur. I'm the Stewardship Manager for Ausbon Sargent Land Preservation Trust. I oversee our monitoring of our easement properties as well as the properties that we own. So what is monitoring? It's our annual visit to gather information about the property and document any changes. It's our snapshot of the property year after year. Monitoring helps ensure the property is being used in accordance with easement restrictions. So why is conservation easement monitoring important? Well, it helps us prevent future violations and spot problems in the early stages. It helps maintain the credibility of easements as perpetual land conservation tools. It also helps us uphold our ethical and legal responsibility. Why is monitoring our owned lands important? Similar reasons. We want to spot any problems in the early stages, and we want to have eyes and ears for Ausbon Sargent on any changes on our properties so we can be aware of any changes happening on boundaries or trail conditions. This helps us uphold our ethical and legal responsibility. As a volunteer monitor, you're a representative of Ausbon Sargent. You communicate with the landowners on behalf of Ausbon Sargent and help us maintain good relationships with them. You observe our properties as the eyes and ears for Ausbon Sargent on your annual visit. On these visits, you help us document property conditions, changes in the land, activities that have happened since the last monitor visit, and understanding the plans for the future. On these visits, you'll document them by photos, completing written forms, and preparing a narrative. You also help us maintain existing established easement boundaries. So what does a successful monitoring visit look like? Ideally, we like to have the same monitor visit the same property year after year. This helps you get to know the property and the landowner. You understand what normal looks like for that property. We ask that you walk the boundaries of the property, as this is where you're most likely to notice any changes occurring. We don't want you to get too focused on the boundary, though. While it is important to find the bounds and locate the corners, we want you to look inward to the property and observe the activities on the land. You'll document where you went and what you observed, especially documenting any changes. You'll map where you went and where the photos you took were. Provide us with a narrative of your observations along with your report form. So after the visit, you turn in a written report. You talk about the current conditions you observed, provide descriptions of activities taking place on the property. You show us photos of what you saw, like boundary conditions, the forest, agriculture, field conditions, any structures on the easement property. And if possible, you provide us with a small map that shows your walking route and where you took the photos. So some example pictures. On the left is a helpful photo. On the right is a not so helpful photo. On the right, the photo is taken way too close to the boundary corner. It shows the top of the iron rod and a little bit of the pipe. But on the left, you can see the whole pipe. By taking a step back and giving the next monitor context clues, you can see the iron rod, you can see a 5-foot yellow painted pipe, and you can see the blazes in the tree that help the next monitor find this corner too. Let's look at another example. Again, on the right, the photo is taken too close to the bound. If you take a couple steps back and take the photo on the left, you show that the iron rod is next to a corner. You can see the stone wall now. You can see a cluster of trees. That would be clues to the next monitor for finding that boundary corner. As a monitor, you are not responsible for interpreting the conservation easement, approving or denying proposals from the landowner, informing the landowner of compliance issues, enforcing the conservation easement, or establishing or marking new easement boundaries. All of those are my responsibility. You just need to let me know when issues arise, and the staff will take it from there. Now that you know what you'd be doing, let's talk about when you'd be doing it. For conservation easements, we prepare all the packets in the summer. We send out an email to let you know around the end of August or early September that the packet is ready to pick up. This packet will have all of the information about the property you're going to monitor. It has a landowner contact, a copy of the conservation easement, and all of your reporting forms. Once you have the packet, you can contact the landowner before heading out to their property. See if they want to walk with you. Then you conduct your visit in the fall when the leaves are off so you have the best visibility through the woods and onto the property. Then return the monitor report and packet completed around Thanksgiving. For properties that we own, monitors can pick up the packet anytime. We ask that they conduct visits, typically 3 throughout the year, 1 in the spring, 1 in the summer, and 1 in the fall. The fall, when the leaves are off, can be your bigger boundary monitoring, while the spring and summer visits can be to high-use areas, checking on conditions of trails, gates, and signs if there are any. Call or email Ausbon Sargent if there's any problems as soon as you can, and then returning the annual monitoring report by Thanksgiving. Monitoring takes you all over a property, bushwhacking through the woods and fields we've conserved. It's not always an easy walk, so make sure you come prepared. Wear long pants and good hiking shoes, bring water and a snack, and don't forget the bug spray. Most importantly, have fun exploring the woods. Thank you for taking the time to learn more about our monitoring program. We look forward to you joining us, stewarding our lands. We'll see you on our properties soon.